What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus.
I'm Ty.
What's up, Ty?
What's
going on,
Are you
man?
sick?
Hey, man. So, I know I was asking about your week. I'm going to talk about my week for a second.
Hey, John, can we get a clear little COVID barrier right here? Yes.
Like I told y'all, I went to Orlando.
Okay.
Disney World, and bro, my sinuses and allergies and everything has been like I couldn't sleep these last couple of nights, bro, because it's got me all congested as you can see.
Because the kids licking their hands.
Hey man,
licking
bro. Speaking of licking, so we're in the line. Let me tell you about this one kid. So we're in line at this one ride. I think it was the Tron ride, and bro, there was this little kid. So I'm looking at his parents. They're talking, and then this kid, you know how they got the little metal rails?
Yeah.
Man, this kid was at the base of the rail and was licking from the base up to where you put your head up top, bro. I swear to God, bro. It was the nastiest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, my gosh.
I ain't never seen so many kids on little leashes. Yeah. I'm like, are we at a petting zoo or are we at Disney World?
Probably.
I mean, kids getting drugged all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm listening, like these little Hispanic kids, they so funny, they tell their parents no. I'm like, no transition from every language. I don't care what it is. But so coming back, man, like I'm just all congested because it was hot. It was different. It's a different heat in Orlando.
Yeah.
So, but I'm getting better because like earlier this week, bro, it was bad.
Oh man,
it was real bad. But I mean, how's things been for you so far this week?
It's good. About to get busy here pretty soon. Got like a couple trips lined up.
Yep.
So I'll be out of town here pretty soon.
Okay.
But other than that,
moving along. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. So this episode got quite a bit of topics that we're gonna talk about. Not too many, but I think they're good depth on each topic. Okay. Especially the one that you brought to my attention when you text me about. I feel like we'll definitely talk about that one because that's a good one. All right, so let's start with this one. So recently, Carmelo Anthony came out and said that he's retiring.
Yes.
So after 19 seasons, let's review his career. What would you say about Carmelo Anthony?
Man, just straight bucket getter, unstoppable, crazy mid-range, crazy handles.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best college athletes that we've seen, to the Syracuse team, to the Final Four, won it.
In his first year.
First year, freshman year, against a good Kansas team, one of the ones that really showed, one and done in college basketball, and then transitioned to the league.
Yeah.
Could have been a championship with the Pistons.
Yeah.
Sorry, G.
Yeah.
Got to throw that out there. But, man, just all-around bucket getter.
Yeah.
Straight offense, going to give you 30, 40, 50, 60, anything tonight. That's my second favorite best basketball player behind Dirk.
Yeah, I would definitely say, he was like the KD before KD.
Yeah.
With just unstoppable. He was the only one that I could see like every great player that was in his, his prime, which was Kobe, T-Mac, Vince Carter. He was the only one I felt like could really go back at them. Most of their matchups, they just hands down won.
Yeah.
But Melo had the size, he had the speed, the strength, and the athleticism to be able to keep up with them guys. So I agree with you. One of the best scorers to ever do it. I wish he could have won a ring, but I just kind of felt like at the end of his career, he just kind of got put on the wrong teams.
Oh, yeah.
And they kind of wanted more from him than what he needed to provide at that time. Because like I said, he turned into kind of more of just a spot-up shooter.
Yeah.
So he should have been on teams that just literally let him spot up and didn't really need him to score 20-plus points a game.
Yeah.
Because OKC and then in Portland, I felt like they wanted him to still be Melo. And it's like, all right, nah, he's not that guy no more.
Yeah. So I seen the debate. Do Denver retire his number or Jokic
I was just about to come at you. Who's the better 15?
Who's the better?
Who's the better 15 in Denver?
You got to go with the two-time MVP.
Okay.
But before 15 Jokic, it was 15 Melo.
So
you retire both of them.
I'm saying Melo was the better 15, but if Jokic wins the championship, that's the 15 that's going in the rafters.
I mean, this team right here is the best Denver's has really ever had.
Ever had.
Melo had AI on the down.
Yeah. Chauncey Billups
on the down. Kenyon Martin on the down. Camby on the down. Yeah. Only person that was still relevant and good is JR.
Yeah.
He was still young.
Because he was young,
But other than that, everybody else was
was
coming off a down. So
or getting get over the hill, being sent away from their team. Like Iverson leaving Philly, and then you had Kenyon Martin leaving New Jersey, and then you had Billups leaving Detroit. Marcus Camby was kind of floating around a little bit, but they had a good nucleus. But like I said, in that time of the West, it was just tough to win because Lakers.
He was banging against 08, 09 Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So I mean, how do you beat that team? You know, Kobe, Powell, Lamar, Bynum, like that was a squad. But you know, Melo was still
Phoenix. You still had Phoenix Suns at that time with Martin Steinbrenner and Steve Nash and Sean Marion. So the West was just so competitive. But like you said, for him to go to the finals like he did with that team that didn't have a lot, because on their bench they didn't really have a bench. So what he did, I think, is how Denver became what they are now.
Of course.
It's because he showed that this is a place that you can play at and you can win here. And I think that's what brought those other guys there.
And they love basketball there. And I did see something where when they traded him to New York, the pick and return is Jamal Murray.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Crazy.
So if they did make that trade, Jamal Murray's not playing there.
Yeah.
He's playing somewhere else. And I know they're thankful now because of Jamal. Because to me, him and Jokic got the best two-man game in the league right now.
And shout out to Denver for taking that
chance, 100%.
No, that chance on Jokic.
Oh my God.
Taking that chance on Jokic. Because you know Jokic.
Bro, this podcast, bro, it's
something going on today.
You know what we are? We one of the greatest podcasts on the planet because we have everything happen on this podcast.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything happens.
You gotta hang it up.
Don't worry about it, bro. Old John, you know he'll take care of it. But I agree with you, man. That truly, you know, was special of them to be able to make that call to do that.
Yeah,
because you know you got to be in the NBA for sure, especially now. You got to take a lot of risk.
Yeah,
to be able to build, you know, a team in the draft or in free agency. Yeah, not getting those, you know, superstar players. Like I said, Jokic coming into the league, he wasn't a superstar.
No, because remember they had Nurkic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they let Nurkic go because of the potential for Jokic.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they took a shot on Jokic and on Murray, and like I said, now it's turned into what it is now to potentially win the championship. So I think, you know, with all that being said, yes, Melo to me was the, you know, beginning of what we see now.
Yes,
so that's why I agree with you on that extent of they should retire both their numbers.
Yeah.
But I think, of course, Jokic get the championship. I think he'll be celebrated a little more than what Melo was.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, man. So moving along, I know, you know, everybody, you know, saw the title of this video, and it says, you know, is LeBron retiring?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. So the reason why I'm posing that question is because, of course, he got swept against Denver, which was not good for a lot of people, including myself, you know, because now that the whole, to me, argument that everybody loves to pose, I think we need to stop talking about it now. We need to talk about something else. But the way he reacted to the sweep and the loss and everything had a lot of people question that. And I'm wondering, do you think, you know, LeBron really retires, or do you think he comes back for one more year?
He shouldn't come back for 1 or 2 more years. I mean, he's not done. The man's still averaging 20-plus points per game. Yeah. You know, his rebounds are still up there. Assists still up there. It's just now he has to sit down with the GMs and the head coach and figure out the players around him. Because you're playing. Well, you know who you're.
Hold on now. That roster that they put together at the All-Star break, that's a good complement of a good group of people for him to win with, in my opinion.
They still won't get past Denver. If you bring back the same squad, we already talked about this just a few seconds ago. Yeah, Denver is bringing back that same squad.
Yeah, they are. So
you're not going to compete. I
would say Vanderbilt is a keep. Austin Reeves is a keep. Of course, you got LeBron, you got AD, and then Schroeder. Keep Schroeder. Now, as for Malik Beasley, I don't think he makes it. I think he'd go. I feel like they brought him in to be more of a spot-up shooter. They just couldn't get it from him for whatever reason. And then Troy Brown Jr., I think he's somebody that can be, moved out of there, and then they got to get a backup big.
Yes,
you got to get a backup big.
Well, they had Bamba, but he's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
That's why Orlando traded him because he constantly hurt all the time.
Yeah, another name that you didn't mention, Lonnie Walker. I'm keeping Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, you got to keep Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, but keep him. But like I said, this team cannot compete with Denver. Okay. Can they compete with Phoenix?
Yeah, right now.
Well, yeah.
Because until you see what Phoenix does.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say roster right now. They got a better roster.
Yeah.
Than Phoenix.
But just what you gonna do in the off season? He's still coming off this foot injury that needs surgery. Yeah. That he didn't do surgery on.
Yeah. Which I think he gonna end up doing.
This off season, he's gonna be in the boot.
Yeah.
But and also it's one of the things too where you got to start taking consideration of during the off season, what are you doing to fix yourself, and does he still want to continue going through training camp, mini camp, and whatever
the grind of
getting ready for the season for 82
because now
games.
the injuries are starting to add up because like I say it's been quite a bit of ankle injuries, and when you that age that weighs on you a whole lot more than like a elbow or quad or something like that. So yeah, that's where I'm at too. I'm like, I don't think he's done because to me it looks like he's still got a lot of basketball in him.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I said, definitely what's gonna be around him to take a lot of work off him during a regular season, and then how's he gonna respond to this foot injury that he got?
Yeah,
because that's gonna make all the difference to me on whether he comes back for real. Because I know he's said before he wants to play with Bronny, but I think if he's losing in this magnitude and sustaining the injuries that he is, that could weigh on. Hey man, I might just not even.
Yeah, I
can't wait 2 more years.
Yeah, and also now what's the point of playing in the season if you're not going to get no recognition as well? So so let's say he doesn't play the criteria for first, second, or third team. You just out there playing now.
Yeah.
You just a body. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, he still can give you the points and the rebounds and everything, but
they gotta find somebody else. I think because Russell he didn't play out the way they wanted him to either. They gotta find another player that he can kind of relieve himself to say, hey, you take on most of the scoring, AD, you defensively, and then you take on scoring, and I just kind of keep everything working the way it's supposed to work.
And it's hard because he's gonna get 50 mil.
Yeah.
AD's getting 30 plus.
Yep. So they don't have a lot. They don't have a lot of money to spend on players, but they're gonna have to make some tweaks in order for him to really compete. Because it's impressive for them to make it to the conference finals, but I know that's not enough.
To win
LeBron, and then of course to win it all for the Laker fans. Yeah. So that's why I say I don't think he retires. I think he comes back and still, gets through one more year, finish out his contract with LA, and then of course when Bronny comes into the league that that year, then of course goes wherever they go, wherever he gets drafted to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So let's talk about Kyrie a little bit. I know Kyrie he currently is on your Dallas Mavericks team, but he's possibly going to be looking for another home. Who do you think, don't be biased. Let me go ahead and start off with that. Don't be biased. Let's look at other NBA teams. Who do you think would be the best fit for Kyrie?
Of course, you already know there's rumors and everything out there saying Lakers. Going back to LeBron or even going to Phoenix. That'd be a nice.
Yeah, I saw
as well.
Saw a little bit of that too.
I don't think he's at the point where he wants his own team.
Yeah, I think he's past that point.
Yeah, I know he wants to win. I even seen someone say back to Boston. I don't know if they're gonna welcome with open arms, but
I don't think tough. He fit. Yeah,
but
I don't think he fits well with Boston. I think Boston team as it is, they need to keep it. Of course, let Al Horford go, bring somebody, give somebody else those minutes. But I think they have a team. They have a championship team, to win it all.
Miami.
Or Miami. I can see him. Yeah, I can see.
He want to be that he culture is something different.
Yeah,
that he culture is different.
It's going to require a lot of accountability and then availability too.
Yes,
to play in Miami because as you can see, just off of what Jimmy Butler's doing in Miami, they got 7 undrafted players on their team.
Yeah.
And that just lets you know how much work they put in over at that that organization to be able to take that type of roster to the finals like they've done. nobody else in the NBA, I think, could have done that if it wasn't the Heat organization.
Yeah.
So I like him. I mean, semi like him in Miami. I hear a lot of talk about LA as one of the fits. But definitely, I mean, it's really not a lot of teams because wherever he go, he wants to compete for a championship.
Yes.
And most of those teams that are competing for championships don't have a lot of room to even give him no money.
Because he's going to be asking for upwards of $30+ million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So most teams that have that availability of cash is going to be the subpar teams, like a Portland, like a OKC.
Do Portland really got it? Because Portland giving Dame, $60 million?
Yeah, I mean, but he's the only player. I mean, him and Jeremy Grant are the only two guys that getting that type of bag.
I think Nurkic is up there too.
Nurkic up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know Nurkic getting double figures.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. So,
but
that's it. They're the only three that's getting that type. But everybody else is getting below that, double figures.
I did see what Portland's thinking about trading that 3 pick.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, but I would trade Dame before I trade the 3 pick.
Yeah. For sure.
Because you can get somebody like Scotty, what's his name? Scotty Henderson? What's Scott?
Scoot Henderson.
Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, get Scoot
Henderson.
Yeah.
You already got Anthony Simmons.
Uh-huh.
Grab somebody else.
Yeah. Go get young and just rebuild. Kind of do like what OKC doing. Get young, rebuild in the draft, and try to get as many draft picks you can for Dame.
Yeah.
And send Dame somewhere where he could be for a championship. I think he's earned the right to be a part of that environment.
So I heard somebody say this.
Okay.
Would you trade Embiid?
Would I trade Embiid?
Yeah. If you're a Philly, you just got a brand new coach.
Uh-huh.
You have a MVP player.
Okay.
Would you trade Embiid?
Based off of, who Nick Nurse is, how he's not really a kind of, coach that favors to players like that. He's more of, hey, here's my system, and let's you work with that system. Cause I think a lot of people think the James Harden experiment with him was going to be tough. Mm-hmm. Based off of what they've been doing in Philly, I could see him trading Embiid. Because, I mean, they're not going anywhere with what they have. And making Embiid their center of everything they do is it's not equated to wins. Mm-hmm. They're losing more games in key moments of the season than they are at any other time of the year.
That's true.
So I can see him doing that because, like, hey, man, because you think about it, Embiid's in his prime right now. Yeah. And they're falling short every single year. And based off his history with injuries and just everything he's gone through, you don't have too many more years of Embiid playing this MVP level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because how he play. Mm-hmm. He's constantly on the floor, constantly. him and AD, they constantly on the floor a lot playing in these games. So it just makes them more, injury prone. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say, I mean, how many more years do you think they really have with Embiid playing this high level?
That's true.
So that's why, and I can see Nick Nurse, depending on how much control they've given him, I can see him like, hey, man, because he even said it, we want James here, but if James don't want to be here, he's not going to be the type of coach that's going to chase after a player.
Yeah.
Because he wants guys, at this point in the game, if you don't want to be somewhere, then just, hey, it's cool.
Yeah.
We got to move on.
I mean, we live in an age now where everything is expendable.
Yeah. Everybody's expendable.
We sitting here talking about trading the MVP of this season.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's only a few players that's untouchable, but other than that, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, your Jokic of the world, your Giannis of the world, of course LeBron, Steph Curry, Dave, not what we just said, Dave Liberty trade, so not Dave, but players like that, those Luka.
There you go. Okay.
Them big name players, you don't. Those not even on it. You can't even talk about nothing with them.
Yeah.
But everybody else, to me, is expendable. KD expendable because, like I say, he's been injury prone. He hadn't really been himself last couple seasons. I mean, Kyrie's expendable. Dave's expendable. I mean, all your other players in the league that's on the other teams, that's the best player on that team. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I'm an organization, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say we will have to wait and see, but I don't know. But, something got to happen in Philly because all of what's going on in Philly wasn't Doc Rivers' fault, in my opinion.
No.
All of it wasn't his fault. I think a lot of the players quit on him. We'll see what they do with Nick Nurse. Just like how in Phoenix, I felt like the players kind of quit on Monty a little bit.
I mean,
he's in Detroit now, so we'll see how he does with that. I like that pick for him. And he would have got a bag too, 6 for 78. They gave him that money.
Yeah.
6 for 78.
Okay.
So
I wish that was my career.
But I like him in Detroit. I think that young team, he could do a lot with them. In the Eastern Conference. So
I think the only hire I didn't like was Milwaukee's, and I didn't care for Toronto's.
Yeah.
I was on the fence about Phoenix.
Yeah.
But Frank Vogel's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's a
championship coach.
Yeah. He's defense.
Yeah.
And you already got two studs on offense.
So that's what I was thinking. That mindset was we need to bring somebody in here that's going to wrap up our defensive scheme.
Yes.
To not only get scoring down of our opponent, but also relieve our offensive juggernauts that we have, and Booker and KD. Mm-hmm. And then they got to figure out what they're going to do with Chris Paul. I honestly feel like they need to turn Chris Paul into the active role of what Kyle Lowry is in Miami.
Bring him off the bench?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, who gonna start though?
Campaign?
Nah.
Why not?
I'm not starting Campaign.
Why not?
I'm not starting Campaign. I'm still running Chris Paul.
Like I said, Campaign.
I'll take Chris Paul on one hamstring.
He hasn't shown any reason not to put him in the start lineup.
He hasn't, but he's all over
scrappy.
The place.
He's scrappy. You don't need him to play. You don't need him for offense.
I'm not.
You don't need him for offense. He's scrappy.
Nah.
And then of course he can push the ball up the floor if they want to play fast.
Nah, I'm not.
All right, man.
I'm not.
So we gonna play Chris Paul, and then come crunch time, he's hurt again, and then what? Then what?
I mean go to Cam. I'm not going to Cam off rip.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm not going to go Cam.
I'm saying that for preservation of Chris Paul.
Okay.
I'm not saying Chris Paul is done, but for the last 4 or 5 seasons, bro, every time he's needed the most is an injury that's stopping him from being in the most important games.
Okay, I can give you that.
So for preservation of him, let's play more Campaign, so that way Chris Paul can rehab, do whatever he need to do throughout the season, keep his body good, so playoff time he's ready to go.
Okay.
Because you can't. So like I said, we get to this moment again this year or next year. Then what?
I mean, he already know what to do. He's been in crunch times. He's been to a finals.
And then what happened to him in the finals?
I know, I'm to my Campaign. So
okay,
he has the experience.
Yeah, he got the experience. So
but I'm not going to put him over Chris Paul.
All right.
If Chris Paul is able to suit up, I'm starting him.
Okay.
I'm not starting Campaign.
Okay. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like you said, the NBA.
Chris Paul is on the last leg of
that's what I'm saying.
His career, he's not where Kyle Lowry is.
I heard an argument online the other day. We have got to stop acting like the reality of the situation is not what we're experiencing right now. Chris Paul's, Melo's,
okay,
LeBron,
you can give me
those guys are getting older. They're 1 foot out the door. And we have to accept that and stop thinking that, saying that we need to move on or saying that we need to play this person less is a down, talking down about them. It's not.
I get that.
I understand that. Well, he about to be 38 years old.
I understand that. But I'm not starting Campaign over him. Give me somebody like Gabe Vincent. Like if the role was reversed, like I'll take like a player like Gabe Vincent or Brock, like somebody like that. But Campaign, nah.
All I'm saying is Campaign on that team has been effective every time he's been in the game. Because even at that closeout game when they lost to Denver, Campaign was the only offense and defense that whole entire game.
Like you said, they quit on Monty.
They did. They did. They gave up on him.
Yeah.
But still, I just feel like he has shown enough with playing with Chris Paul, playing with Booker, now playing with KD that he can maintain a level of play that they're still effective enough to be, top 3-4 seed in the West. Because that, to me, just like with my Spurs, we didn't really care about number 1 seed. We care about going through the playoffs, playing good, and then being healthy in the playoffs. Because when the playoffs comes, everybody's 0-0, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Lakers just showed us that. They was the, 7th seed?
7th seed, yeah.
Made it to the conference finals. Miami, 8th seed, they're in the finals.
Yeah.
So, and that record don't matter. So the regular season is cool, but you want to you want to be playing well going into the playoff, whether it's a play-in or you have a substantial seed in that conference. You want to be playing good at that time. Yeah. And I think Campaign helps them get there. Because Chris Paul, like I say, he was good until he got hurt.
Yeah.
And even then, he wasn't having like a Chris Paul year even before the injury.
No, because I think he was hurt throughout the season anyway. And Campaign was hurt too. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you got to bring somebody else in that can, relieve Chris Paul just a little bit. So let's go right into your question that you had posed to me. I thought it was a good one. So let's go right into that one. So your question was to me, after Jokic and Joel, okay, is AD the next best big?
Yeah.
So I want you to get your thoughts as you posed that question.
I think he is, but when I asked this to some of the guys, they asked, is Giannis a big? I don't consider Giannis a big. When I say big, yeah. I consider, the 5 and up. So, or, some players that plays a 4.
They got to play their primary spot is around the rim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I would say yes. And I think it's clear cut. Clear cut, yes, because everybody else is. I thought about Bam. Bam is very inconsistent sometimes.
And to me, Bam's not a big.
You don't think so?
To me, he's a stretch 4 that has to play big on a small team.
Okay.
Because if you look at, the team he's on, even just like now these finals, that first game they had him playing the 5. Jimmy Butler's playing the 4, and they went real small. And that doesn't work because Bam, he's athletic, and he can play in the post.
Yeah.
But he's more of a stretch.
Okay.
So he don't play. He to me, back to the basket is not the best part of his game.
Well, once you think about that, then it's only maybe like 4 or 5 players that play like that.
It ain't too many. It ain't too many. Yeah, the word big is kind of becoming extinct in the NBA because like I say Jokic, Joel, and AD, even though they play more around the rim, they still stretch the floor. A lot of times, Jokic just operate on the 3-point line, and then he gets down to the paint.
Yeah.
Joel, same thing, operates more mid-post, extended post, or extended free throw line, and then he gets down to the post.
Yeah.
And AD
you
the same
see
way.
A lot of teams have, like you said, that stretch 4, but then they have somebody like that's a rim protector at their 5, like Aiden. Aiden has a small offense. I think if you give him a bigger role in a bigger place, he can flourish.
He can be effective.
Yeah, he can be effective.
His 15-foot jump shot is pretty solid. I don't really know if he has much post game because I don't really see him giving the ball.
He has a little floater,
but I don't really see him let him work in the post.
Yeah.
He's good with the pick and roll, from what I can tell. And then, of course, at times he's a good rebounder. But my thing is his lapse on defense. Like, he doesn't play defense consistently. Yeah. Because Jokic was just running rim to rim on him. And I know Jokic is not faster than him.
No.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So that's what's hard. I say if you look at each team, if they have somebody that's quote unquote tall or big, they out from the rim like Brook Lopez. He 3-point line. So he don't play under the basket.
What do you consider Jaren Jackson then?
I would consider Jaren Jackson. He's like the same class like Bam for me. He's a stretch 4 because when Steven Adams is healthy, Steven Adams is under the rim because he's a real big.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson to me stretch 4. Bam stretch 4. Cat stretch 4. I'm trying to think who else out there that's solid in the bigger spots. It ain't too many guys like that. So I agree with you. I think AD, as long as he's healthy, man.
Yeah.
If AD is healthy, he is that third tier big that I will go to.
Some people can put Anthony Davis into that stretch.
Yeah, I mean you could
player as well.
That's what I'm saying. Really, Joel and Jokic is like really the 5s of the entire league right now. Everybody else is more of a stretch 4, stretch 5. They don't really play too much under the rim. It's like I say, Rudy Gobert, Steven Adams. Robert Williams for the Celtics. If you go to Detroit, a place like that, you go to Valanciunas. If you go to Detroit, they don't really have. I don't think they really have a big. You go to New York. New York has
Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson. If you go to Cleveland, they
got 2.
They got they got really 1.
You're not considering Mobley?
No, Mobley's stretch.
Okay,
stretch 4.
So you going Jared Allen?
Yeah, Jared Allen is the big because he literally sits around the rim protector.
Yeah,
and he's just a pick and roll guy. He ain't shoot no jumpers, no floaters, nothing like that. So yeah, when you talk about next tier big, I would go AD, and the rest of the guys they just gonna fall in it. To me, it's rim protection more than the actual all around players.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I agree with you on that. I thought that was a good point you made about AD, because like I said, as long as he's healthy, man, I like him.
Yeah.
So let's talk about power forwards for a second. I got 4 power forwards that I want to talk about. I want you to rank these power forwards 1 to 4.
Okay.
Okay. First name, Tim Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
Second name, Dirk Nowitzki. Third name, Kevin Garnett. Fourth name, Karl Malone. Who's number 1? Who's number 4?
1, I'm going Tim.
Okay.
I think Tim is like the power forward. Like,
yeah. Poster child.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where it gets tricky right there.
Okay.
Karl Malone, all-time leading scorer at one point.
Yeah.
Well, up there, top 3.
Yeah.
No rings. You got Dirk with a ring, KG with a ring.
Okay.
I feel like KG and Dirk can be interchangeable at 2.
Okay.
And then Karl Malone last.
So you got Karl Malone 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
all right.
He had Jerry Stackhouse, like not Jerry Stackhouse. I'm sorry, John Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
He had John Stockton,
one of the best point guards ever,
all-time leading assists. So
yeah,
how can you not be dominant?
Yeah.
But you know, KG and Dirk. I mean, Dirk had Steve Nash, but it was only for sample size. He had Kid. Mm-hmm. You know, KG had Sam.
Yeah. Then he had Paul Pierce and Ray Allen.
Yeah. But that was later on.
Yeah. I personally went, of course, Tim. No, it's a no-brainer. Then I went Karl Malone, I went Dirk, and then I went KG.
I just can't put KG last though.
Why not?
I don't know. I just feel like,
because I look at I agree with you on the rings part. Of course, Tim got 5, Dirk got 1, KG got 1. But then when it comes to Karl Malone, I'm just looking at sheer dominance. Yeah, he had one of the best point guards, but I mean, as a power forward, true power forward, he dominated that position. He dominated that position.
Yeah.
KG never dominated that position.
He didn't.
He never dominated the position. Dirk, at one point, was the best power forward in the game.
Well, besides Tim.
Yeah. That was the only other competition.
That's hard, though, because
KG never dominated that position. Now, he was known for trash talking, which I love about him. He was known for motivating and leadership of a team. And he led Boston in those years he was there.
But just look at his
to compete for championship.
Just look at his work while he was in Minnesota, though.
He
took Minnesota to the Western Conference Finals by himself.
He did the same thing Kevin Love did. He put a whole organization on his back. And he took them to a spot that they just couldn't get over the hump because they didn't have the people.
Well,
they
was going against Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, he didn't have the players around to compete with the better team.
And Tim Duncan,
that's what I'm saying. So I'm not knocking him on that, but like I said, he still wasn't the best in that position.
Yeah, like
those other guys were at some point in their career. Tim Duncan, since he walked on the court, was the best power forward.
Yeah.
And then Dirk, same thing. He transitions to being MVP, transitions to being one of the best.
Yeah.
You know, since Larry Bird, as you want to call it, you know, white guy, that height to be able to do what he do. And then you look at Karl Malone, like I say, at one point was leading second in all-time score. And then his whole body of work, he just dominated all his career. One of the best pick and roll bigs to ever play.
Yeah, I mean, because you had a great point guard.
That's that. I'm not saying, but you still got to set the screen. You still got to get yourself in position to get the ball from the guard.
But at one point, it was really just Karl and Chuck.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
I agree.
But then after them, then you had Tim, you had KG, you had Dirk, you had, who else is a good power forward during that time? Well, they really pretty much was the 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm going my order. Let me know y'all order, please.
Yeah. Comment down below. Let us know what you think about those 4.
All right. So
okay,
let's do 5. Put Chuck in there.
All right. Now you want to go do 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So Chuck's 4 and KG's 5. Okay. My 3 don't change. You still got Tim. You still got Karl. You got Dirk. Then I'm going Charles Barkley, and then I'm going to KG.
Okay.
Because I just feel like those guys just dominated more.
Mm-hmm. Like Chuck didn't?
Chuck did dominate, but he dominated more than Dirk.
As a 6'4"?
Yeah, he's undersized power forward. I agree with that. And I mean, uber athlete.
Yeah.
One of the toughest bigs to ever play the position. You know, grit, all that, talk trash just like KG. But like you just said, no rings.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, I think he was one of the best to ever play that position. And like I say, love KG, love everything he has brought to the game. I wish there was more players like him in the league right now. Because to me, if I'm a big, I'm looking up to him as for the spirit he plays with, the grit, the attitude, the leadership, the will that he plays with. I feel like that's where a lot of Jimmy Butler gets that from.
Yeah.
That KG type mentality. I wish there was more guys with that mentality. But like I say, I think those guys were more skilled and just, better players, in my opinion. So,
gotcha. All
right, man. So last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here, let's talk about, I got two more things that we'll get out of here, actually. Let's talk about Bob Myers for a second. So I don't know if you saw, but he just resigned as the Warriors GM after 11 seasons. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I wanted to see what you thought the significance of that was to the organization, and then also the flip side, do you think him leaving now affects their dynasty and their ability to win another championship?
Only if they don't have somebody like Bob Myers stepping in. If they have somebody like old buddy from the Bulls step in and wanted to disassemble the greatest team of all time, then that's going to be a problem. Okay. But if you have somebody that's Bob Myers created a winning culture there. It really didn't start with him. It started with the GM before that drafted Steph and drafted Clay, but he brought in Kerr. He brought in the key role players to get to get them rings. They're what 4 rings they got. So, I mean, he's a crucial part of that organization. For him stepping down. I'm curious of why and why at this moment.
Well, I know he came out and said, just like a snippet of what he said, that he wanted to spend more time with family. So I think just, the grind for the last 11 seasons to, for one, keep that roster intact, keep that culture that he created intact, and then also be a part of winning for 11 straight seasons. Yeah. I think it's about to take a toll on him personally, and then, of course, on his family. Family life, because he's not around. So you're talking about to be a part of that, winning 4 rings in 10 years? But in those 11 years, you always competing for a ring or having a chance to play in the finals. I think that's a lot. That's a lot to take on as a GM. A lot of responsibility. And I think, 11 years, I think was a good run. I think he did an amazing job. Like you said, as long as the person they're bringing in is somebody that's close to him, that understands the culture and will keep that going, and they can keep the guys they need to keep. I know Draymond Green and Clay are coming up for signing. So if they can keep their core, I think they got a good chance.
Maybe that's another reason why he didn't want to stay, because he on that this is a hard decision.
Oh yeah, it's tough. It's real tough.
And he probably don't want to be that bad guy. But I don't want to see him be like, I want to retire from my family, and then go out and get an Orlando position.
Like, I feel you on that.
I mean, I understand some people like to start from the bottom and to see, what we can do and whatnot, but I don't want to see that.
Yeah, don't see him go to a team where he got to be up. It's a bottom feeding team now. Yeah. Trying to pull them out the dirt. Yeah. Because that's going to me, that's going to be more weighing on you than actually just staying with an organization that's already winning. Yeah. So, I'm with you. I hope that it is like you say, you want to spend more time with your family. You've done enough for that organization. You got 4 rings out of what you've built. And I think you can say that's a good job, because a lot of GMs not keeping their job. No. It's year to year with a lot of GMs. Yeah. I know New York just fired their GM.
They should fire their owner.
Well, I mean, you really can't do nothing about
I know that, but I'm just saying.
But like I say, until these folks, I think now they understand who they need to get behind Jalen Brunson, make him their focal player, put more love into RJ. And like I said, Julius, if he stays, you got to be the third piece.
Julius out of there.
I feel like they gonna trade him, but I believe the first 2 you gotta big up on more is RJ, and then of course Jalen, because they showed you that those are your primary guys that you need to follow. To try to make it into this position that Miami's in, Milwaukee's in, who is Cleveland. They're in a good spot. So to get your team back in that good spot, because in New York you got to be putting winning on the floor.
Oh, for sure.
And right now they're not doing that. So. All right, last thing we'll talk about before we get out. Let's talk about the NBA Finals. so far. I know we've been through game 1. Game 2's coming up here around the corner. So what are your thoughts after game 1? Do you feel like Miami has a chance, or what do you think Miami needs to do in order to get back in this series?
Miami is one of them teams, like we said, they breed culture. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say it's going to be a sweep, but if it's a sweep, I can see it.
Yeah.
But I want to give Miami 1 or 2 games, but it's just so hard. Just Jokic had a double-double at half.
Yeah, triple-double at the end.
That was the quickest finals I ever seen before. It started, 7:30 was done before 9:30?
Well, yeah, because the game was just in control the whole game for Denver. So it's nothing really. And then they're like, okay, they took a lot of commercials to try to prolong it, but Denver just dominated the whole game. Yeah. So and Miami just couldn't do anything. And at the end, it was like last 3 minutes, they made a little run. It got to like 9. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Denver just took back off. Yeah. It was over. So
and it's hard winning in Denver. Yeah. Sold out arena at pretty much every night.
Yeah. First time in 50 years of end of the finals, so those folks was rocky.
Loud.
Yeah, they're loud in there.
But I was more surprised that I think they said the viewership was down 5% from last year, which I could see because you don't have somebody like Steph or LeBron in it.
Yeah. You have your Jokic, who is a 2-time MVP, but you don't have that other, like you say, just like
that face of the
NBA type player. Yeah, like Steph, LeBron, KD, something like that. Then you get that more viewership. Yeah. Plus, a lot of people like it's Denver.
Yeah,
anybody, I'm not trying to watch Denver.
I mean, they go with so
even though they play great basketball, people want to see more of, like say, of the stars on the floor. So
for sure.
I agree with you. I was talking to my dad about this. I think personally, if Miami don't make a change, like a real deal change in their roster of who they have out there, the lineup. I mean,
what change do you want to see?
They need to put Kevin Love out there.
To guard who?
Put Kevin Love on Jokic. That way Bam can roam with AG. And then you got Jimmy playing the 3. I think Matt Strus goes to the bench.
Especially shooting 0 for 10.
0 for 10. That's too many shots to not have you. Hey, Matt Strus, come off the bench. Caleb Martin, you play by 2. And then we got Gabe Vincent playing the point. I think that's the lineup that they can compete more with. Because with Kevin Love, no, he's not going to stop Jokic, but he also can stretch the floor. He can make shots.
I was about to say he definitely.
But the thing about it is, bro, at this point in the game, it's not about stopping Jokic. Because as you can see, he didn't shoot his first shots at the end of the second quarter, and he still had 10 assists by then, ended with a triple-double. So it's not about stopping Jokic, but you can't have AG down there getting these switches on these guards and just get dunks.
Yeah.
Murray just get dunks. So it's like you got to put somebody that's out there that's going to have enough, I guess, I ain't going to say impact, but they got to worry about Kevin Love making shots. Then that way Bam can really roam, in and out of the paint like he really want to. Because for Bam to shoot 25 shots to get 24 points, that's a lot of shots for Bam. That's way too many shots for Bam.
I seen that. I was like, well, he had 20-some points. And I looked, I was like,
25 attempts, though.
Yeah, that was.
But they were all solid, good attempts.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, he was the only big, out there. So I think that's the change that Spoelstra needs to make, and I'm hoping he'll make it in game 2. Because
it's probably not going to happen in game 3. Because, Kevin Love got a DNP?
Yeah, he didn't play at all, and I don't even know why.
Yeah, I mean, he did play.
Because he got the playoff, resume to be worthy to be on the floor.
Yeah.
He was a part of a, down 3-1 comeback. He was part of that with LeBron. And he's been in the playoffs, and he knows what it takes to get things done. So, like I said, I just think he could be more effective than them going small ball, because they was playing zone at one point.
I mean, you knew that was going to happen, especially what they did to Boston with the zone.
That's what I'm saying, but zone don't work against Denver.
Yeah.
So I think that is the change that he has to make. If he makes that change, I think they have a better chance in this finals. If he don't, then I'm like you, I can see them get swept.
Yeah.
Because that small ball is not going to work.
Spoelstra is a great.
No, he's one of the best coaches in the league to me.
Especially in game changes.
That's what I say. Yeah, that's what I say. I think he's going to make a change, but the lineup to me is where you start.
Yeah.
Put Kevin Love in, and let's see what you can do with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, y'all. So I think that's going to wrap this episode up. I want to thank you, as always, for watching. Make sure you comment down below. Let us know what you thought about today's topics, and we definitely will implement that on the next show. And keep watching. Also, follow us on all of our other social media platforms, which is down in our description. But until then, guys, y'all stay safe. See y'all soon. See you on the next episode. Until then, peace.